Oscar night is this Sunday, and Jessica Kingdon has a lot to be excited about. She's the director, producer, editor, and cinematographer of the Oscar-nominated documentary Ascension. The film takes us inside different factory jobs in China, giving the viewers a first look at the quote-unquote Chinese dream. Our Will Gans had a chance to sit down with Jessica to hear all about it.
Joining me now is Ascension's director, Jessica Kingdon. Jessica, thank you so much for being here. First things first, got to ask about that moment that you found out you were Oscar nominated for this film. What was that like?
Thanks so much for having me here. To be honest, it still really feels unreal to me because it was not in the most remote possibility. It was never a question in our minds that we would be nominated for an Oscar, since we made this film with such a small team. So the fact that we, even being shortlisted was kind of unbelievable. So the nomination truly was not expecting it.
There are so many different tonal shifts like throughout the film. Parts of it there's a few like LOL moments, right, where we're laughing along. And it adds to this sort of surreal perspective, at least for us. What do you hope as a Western audience, as an American audience, that we take away from Ascension?
I really hope for a Western audience to see themselves in the film. Even though the film is about China, it's not just about China. It's kind of a reflection of the rest of the world as well. And so I think when people watch it, I hope that they think about the interconnectedness of the global supply chain and how intertwined the two nations, the U.S. and China, are. And rather than seeing ourselves as separate, seeing ourselves as, interdependent and kind of all on the same spectrum of this production and consumer supply chain.
Talk to me about the difference between what we know as the American dream, and I've heard you use the word slippery to describe the term Chinese dream, which is fascinating to me. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that the term can be used in many ways by whoever the speaker is, and Xi Jinping in recent years has popularized the Chinese dream, which the way I understand it is it's very similar to the American dream in that it is about this pursuit of upward mobility. It's a cliche, but bears repeating that this doesn't work out for everyone, doesn't work out for most people necessarily. So it is sort of this almost unattainable ideal. But I think the difference between the American dream and the Chinese dream is that the Chinese dream has to do more with kind of collectivization and a national comeback onto the world global stage. So the individual success is wrapped up into the national success as well.
The film begins and ends with an excerpt from the poem Ascension, written in 1912 by your great-grandfather. After filming in 51 locations across the country and making this film, how do you think it all compares to your great-grandfather, was it?
That's right.
His vision for China?
Yeah, one thing that I like about bookending the film with this poem is that it is a completely different context. It was written in 1912, over 100 years ago, and this was the fall of the Qing Empire, the last dynasty in China. And in the poem, my great-grandfather ascends to a height of a tower, and from that vantage point of view is able to see invading territories in China. So it was a very chaotic time, full of change and turmoil. And so he feels great kind of dread and sadness over being able to have this vantage point of view and seeing the nation in that way. So I saw some parallels about Ascension today, where we hope that economic ascension will alleviate our worries, but instead it creates a lot of other unforeseen kind of consequences, whether it's environmental consequences, alienation of capitalism, income inequality. And so even though the poem is a completely different context, I saw a resonance.
Yeah. All right, now for the fun question. If you win, what does the celebration look like? Where are you going to keep the Oscar? What is that going to look like for you?
If I'm going to be honest, I really haven't thought that far ahead. But for us, just being nominated is winning. And I'm so thankful for Sheila Nevins and MTV, the team at MTV, for taking a risk on this film. I really hope that it opens the door for more women, for more people of color, taking risks, making these kinds of creative documentaries, and being able to be rewarded for those risks.
Well, we will all be rooting for you and watching for you on Oscar Sunday. Light at the end of the tunnel. I know that you have had a very busy awards season, but thank you so much for being here, Jessica. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And you can watch the Oscars on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC, and tune in early at 1:30 p.m. Eastern for our red carpet coverage on ABC News Live and on Hulu.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.